She has become one of the most popular doctors in the country after her videos went viral.
John is joined by Dr. Pimple Popper herself with more on her new season. Good
yes,
morning.
we know her as Dr. Pimple Popper, but she does have a name. Dr. Sandra Lee is joining us live this morning. Good morning, doctor. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, so I was watching the show yesterday, and I have to admit, whenever I watch, it's through my fingers. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Have you ever had a moment in your career where you're like, this is too gross. I can't do this?
You know, I actually get more grossed out by other things. Like I don't love feet, for example,
Oh, okay.
and there's other bodily functions that I can't handle. But like I feel like as long as I have gloves on and I have a splash mask and I have protection, I feel, you know, confident that I'm not going to get grossed out. And I also think that it's really important. We sort of trained ourselves to, you know, make sure that we don't look like we are grossed out or disgusted by something, because that's really important for our patients. You know, they don't want to feel embarrassed that you know, it's really a big deal for them to even be in our office in the first place. So it's really important to make them feel comfortable in that area, that it's a safe place for them. Like, frankly, I can't cook and touch raw meat without gloves on. So
really?
You know, I'm plenty grossed out by a lot of different things.
Wow. So, okay, but you mentioned the people coming to you, you know, they're unhappy with the way they look or whatever. What is it like for you when you get to that moment, when they see themselves after whatever it was that they wanted fixed is now finally fixed?
I mean, it's wonderful that I get to see that. And I know that in many cases, a lot of these patients that we have on the show, they've really tried to see people, and they've really tried to see a doctor. They've really tried to have something treated, and they've been very frustrated for many years. And so it's nice to be a part of that reveal and be able to show them their new face or their new back or whatnot. And so yeah, I feel really lucky. But you know, all dermatologists, all physicians play this part. You know, they really can change people's lives in positive ways. Excuse me. So, you know, I just am lucky that I get to actually see it. I get to see it replayed on camera and get to see how these people are in their home life when they're back home and how this has changed them in a positive way.
Do people ever stop you on the street and ask you to check out something on them?
They do. I think that a lot of people are already popaholics, so they probably have gotten something taken care of, or they try to do something for themselves.
That is awesome.
Yes.
I love that. So let me ask you this thing, because my wife is definitely a popaholic. Is that what got you interested in going into this field in the first place?
You know, it was by sort of accident. And like 5 years ago, I started an Instagram page to just show a little window into my world as a dermatologist. It's a very visual field. I happened to post a blackhead extraction early on, and I saw that there was an increase in attention, which I thought was super weird, strange. I did it again, and it happened again, and it just like grew. And now look, we have this amazing television show, and we get to show the world that actually dermatologists are much more than just pimple poppers.
That brings me though to the name. How did you get, who gave you that name? Did you come up with it yourself, or was it somebody else?
Yeah, that was actually interesting, because in a long story short, it was that early on I started posting on Reddit because I found that there was like a group of people that actually shared pimple popping videos on Reddit. And I thought that was really weird too. And I posted there, and I didn't really understand Reddit, but I just knew that everybody didn't use their names. So I thought, what name am I going to use? So I just said, I'm going to call myself Dr. Pimple Popper. And that's where it started.
Well, congratulations on the new season, airing Mondays on TLC. Dr. Sandra Lee, thank you so much for the hours of entertainment, but also disgust at the same time.
Right?
And I mean that as a compliment. Thank you.
I understand, yes. Thank you.
Gosh.
It's a grotesque fascination, but you can't not watch, right?
I mean, I was literally watching through my fingers. I was like, oh my gosh, no.
I just love that there's so many other things that gross her out.
It's
Not
hilarious.
the pumping of the pimples, but other stuff.